All right, let's talk about something big that's on the horizon. The actual language of global trade is about to get a major update. It's called HS 2028, and trust me, it's going to affect every single business that moves goods across borders. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know and, even more importantly, what you need to start doing about it right now.
So, let's just start with the big question. That universal language that classifies every single product you ship, it's about to be updated in a huge way. So the real question is, will your business be fluent in this new dialect of global trade, or are you going to get left behind trying to figure it all out? Okay, so before we dive into what's changing, let's make sure we're all on the same page. What even is the Harmonized System, or HS? Well, think of it like the Dewey Decimal System, but for all the products in the world. It's the universal code that pretty much every country uses to classify and track everything that gets traded.
And here's why this matters so much. When the HS changes, it's not some small thing. It sends ripples through your entire organization. I mean, this isn't just a customs issue for the compliance team. It's a data issue, a reporting issue. It could even be a sales issue. Your entire product master data, the very foundation of how you see your products, is built on this system.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the official timeline so you know the key dates. Then we'll dig into the why behind all these changes. After that, and this is the important part, we'll lay out a concrete 5-step action plan you can use. And finally, we'll wrap up with the key signals you really need to be watching for.
Okay, first things first, let's get our bearings with the official timeline. Understanding these dates is absolutely the first step to building a solid plan and, avoiding any of those last-minute scrambles.
You see that first date, January 2026? That's basically the starting gun. That's when the World Customs Organization makes their official recommendations public. But the real work, that happens in the 2 years that follow. That period, 2026 to 2027, is the window for national customs agencies, and of course businesses like yours, to prepare, to test, and to get everything in line before the new system goes live on January 1st, 2028.
So we've got the timeline down, but what about the scope of these changes? I mean, how big of an update are we really talking about here?
The number you need to have in your head is 299. That's how many sets of amendments are in the World Customs Organization's package. Let me be clear. This is not a minor tweak. We are talking about a major overhaul of the global product language.
So you might be asking, why do all this? Well, the HS is basically evolving to keep up with the world. It's adapting to new technologies like, say, 3D printers and drones. It's addressing big environmental concerns like plastic waste. And it's also streamlining the whole system by getting rid of old, outdated codes that nobody really uses anymore.
And another really important thing to remember is that this isn't a one-and-done event. The WCO is constantly issuing new classification decisions. I mean, in just one recent session, they made 66 new decisions. So being ready for HS 2028 also means staying on top of what is really a constantly moving target.
Now, the World Customs Organization has actually given us a huge clue for how to handle this transition: correlation tables. These tables are the key. They're what you'll use to map the old HS 2022 codes to the new HS 2028 codes. Honestly, they are the absolute backbone of your entire transition plan.
Okay, enough with the theory, right? Let's get practical. Here is a 5-step action plan your business can and should start working on in 2026 to make sure you have a smooth transition to HS 2028.
First up, you've got to get your own house in order. That means building a controlled, clean baseline of all your current HS 2022 codes. Second, you need a formal workstream, a real project, for mapping those old codes to the new ones. Third, you have to keep your ear to the ground and monitor what's happening at the national level. Fourth, stress test your systems, your ERP, your reporting tools. Make sure they can actually handle the new codes. And finally, number 5, get in sync with your customs brokers and your partners. Start talking to them early and often.
All right, lastly, let's talk about the external signals you need to be watching for. Think of these as the milestones that should trigger parts of your internal action plan. Now, for any business with a big footprint in the US, these dates from the US ITC are non-negotiable. Go ahead and circle February 2026 on your calendar right now. That's when the draft modifications are expected to be released for public comment. It's your first real look at how these changes will actually be implemented in the US tariff. So, to quickly recap, here are the key signals you need to have on your radar. Keep an eye out for the official WCO correlation tables. Watch the ongoing classification decisions they're making.
Definitely mark that February 2026 US milestone. And you'll want to follow the public positions of other major players, like the EU.
So, the global language of trade is being rewritten as we speak. The only question left is, will your business be a fluent speaker in the new dialect of global commerce, or will you be left struggling to keep up? Because the time to start preparing for this is, without a doubt, right now.